Aguero could return to Atletico. Barcelona eye up a new striker. PSG want Bellerin again. Henderson set to walk from United, and a transfer roundup, all coming up on today's OneFootball Daily News. As I'm your host, Angelina Kelly, let's get into it. First up, and it is Sergio Aguero. Now, of course, his contract is coming to an end with Manchester City. It doesn't look like they're going to be giving him a new contract, and this means that he will become one of the hottest free transfers available in the summer. Now, the reason why Manchester City are not reportedly interested in renewing his contract is because they're not too sure if he's going to be worth it. He has been injured quite a lot. He's had COVID. Guardiola feels like he's not really managed to recover completely from all of this, and he's not actually scored a Premier League goal for the club since January of 2020. However, do not get me wrong, for 32 years of age, he's still a great player on his day, and he's been such a fantastic player for City. He's scored over 250 goals for the club. So with all of this in mind, that when Aguero is fit, he's still a great player, there are 4 clubs that are very much interested in the player. The first 2 are from Serie A, it's Juventus and Inter Milan. Inter Milan, I could see this one happening. Of course, they have the likes of Romelu Lukaku, Andrea Pinamonti, Lautaro Martinez, but they also have Alexis Sanchez, and let's face it, he has not been great. He is definitely underwhelmed. He's not given them anything really, let's be honest, and I'm not even sure why people are surprised, especially after his time at Manchester United. So I think they'll be looking to move on from him. Therefore, there is a gap for an older striker that can still provide them with some goals. Then looking at Juventus, of course, they have Alvaro Morata, who is on loan at the moment. They have, of course, Cristiano Ronaldo and Paulo Dybala. However, with Dybala being constantly linked with a move away, again, there could be space for the player. But, like I said, there were 4 big clubs. The other 2 clubs come from La Liga. One is Barcelona, which has been talked about before. Again, with Luis Suarez's departure, potentially Lionel Messi's departure, there could again be room for Aguero in the squad. However, the other La Liga club, a club that I could really see Aguero moving to, is Atletico Madrid. Of course, he made a name for himself with the club, and it would be great to see him return. We've seen so many players return to their old clubs. Sometimes it's worked, sometimes it's maybe not worked, but I really do think this could work for Aguero. Of course, the thing is, they do need some more goal scorers. They brought in Luis Suarez, who you could argue is more of an aging goal scorer. It's worked for them. He's playing brilliantly, so who's to say the same thing could not happen with Sergio Aguero by bringing him in. And next up, Barcelona. As I mentioned before, they could be interested in Sergio Aguero, but they are also interested in a different striker. This one's a little bit younger. He already plays in La Liga, and this is Real Sociedad's Alexander Isak. Of course, the Catalan club have been linked with the likes of Kylian Mbappe, Erling Haaland. I think we've heard the rumours time and time again recently. However, with the COVID pandemic and the financial situation that Barcelona currently find themselves in, it's not looking like those moves are going to be 100% concrete, as they're going to cost a lot of money, and Isak would be a much cheaper option. So you can't really blame the club for wanting to take a look at the young player, who, according to ESPN, they have been tracking very, very closely. And so far in the Liga, he's actually performing pretty well, as at the point of filming, he already has 12 goals in just 20 appearances. Now, with Sociedad, he does have a €70 million release clause, and as part of contract extensions, the club are looking to try and increase this fee. But the main barrier for Barcelona could be Borussia Dortmund. Now, Isak originally did play for Dortmund before he made the move to Sociedad, and apparently they do have a €30 million option to buy him back. If Barcelona managed to get him to put pen to paper, this could be a great move. At the end of the day, he's already familiar with the league, already playing in the Liga, of course, so that's one less thing for them to have to worry about. Also, as part of this whole new era of Barcelona players, he could slot in really nicely alongside other youngsters such as Ansu Fati, and as I say, he can already score a decent goal or two, so that's one less thing again for them to have to worry about. And since he's only 21, he just has so many more years to become such a prolific, great goal scorer for Barcelona, and who knows, he could even become one of their most important players if he does make the move. Our next story is PSG, who are looking to reignite their interest in Hector Bellerin. Now, he has attracted a lot of interest from the likes of Barcelona and some Serie A clubs, but PSG are now interested yet again. Of course, he has been at Arsenal for so many years, and he's coming up to the final 2 years of his contract that he signed in 2016. And with the club seemingly not yet explained what they're expecting from the player in the next few years, it's looking like he could be up for a move away. Of course, the French club were interested in the player last summer, but a fee could not be negotiated and their offer was rejected. Now, the player reportedly does want to move away from Arsenal. You know, he's almost 26, and I think he doesn't really want to spend the rest of his prime years at Arsenal as they undergo this massive rebuild. He wants to try and prove himself in a new league. Of course, it was Arteta's intervention that managed to keep Bellerin at the club. Although he still had these ideas of wanting to move on, I think the promise of Arteta is what made him stay, but unfortunately, things have not been much better this Premier League season, and at the point of filming, they are in 10th position. For Bellerin personally this season, he has been performing really well, hence why there is so much interest in the player, and he even managed to get himself a call-up to the Spanish national team, which hasn't happened in 4 years. Of course, he does have so much admiration for Arsenal, that is obvious. He's been at the club since he was 16 years of age, he is the vice-captain, but you can't blame him for wanting to make a move. And Arsenal themselves, they are already preparing for the departure of the player, and they are looking at the likes of Norwich's Max Aarons and Tariq Lamptey from Brighton. For PSG in that area of the pitch, they of course secured Alessandro Florenzi of Roma on loan with an option to buy, and they are expected to take up that option on the Italian, but they want a little bit of competition in that right-back position, and Pochettino has his eye on Bellerin. Whether this move will happen this time around, I'm not too sure. Let us know in the comments what you guys think. And our final story takes us to Manchester United. It's another season and another drama with goalkeepers. Now, of course, Gianluigi Donnarumma has been linked with a move to Manchester United. He's almost 22 years of age, but he does have bags of experience from his time with AC Milan and would be free in the summer. But this is not the drama. The drama comes from their second choice goalkeeper, Dean Henderson, who has completely and utterly kicked off and has stated that he will be ready to walk from Manchester United in the summer if he is not made first choice goalkeeper. Of course, their first option is David De Gea. He is the club's highest paid player on around £375,000 a week. So no wonder they're playing him first, let's be honest. But he of course has been criticised and has also been linked with some moves away from the club. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer has hinted to Henderson that he just needs to be patient and that his time will come and he will be the next #1 goalkeeper for Manchester United. I don't really understand what Henderson wants. I couldn't imagine Manchester United completely removing De Gea from the team sheet and just playing Henderson on one good loan at Sheffield United. But if he doesn't want to wait around to become the next #1 and he wants to leave, then that is fair enough. But this has just opened a whole can of worms on Manchester United and their goalkeeping situation, as they are currently reportedly spending around £600,000 a week just on goalkeepers. So whatever happens with Henderson, it's looking like they're going to need a clear out of their goalkeepers anyway, and it'll be interesting to see what happens and if Henderson does actually walk. And finally, our transfer roundup. First up, Odilon Kosunu. He could be making the move from Club Brugge to Arsenal. Chelsea's coach Thomas Tuchel has come out and admitted that he did want to try and sign Luis Suarez when he was the manager at PSG, but will not be interested in the player now he is at the helm at Chelsea. Over to Barcelona, and presidential hopeful Tony Fraser does believe that he can manage to sign Erling Haaland and Kylian Mbappe for the club. Not too sure about that one. And speaking of Mbappe, he has apparently stated that if he is to stay at PSG, he wants to be paid exactly the same as Neymar. So that's it for today's OneFootball Daily News. Check out all the other content that we have got here, and until next time, I will see you guys later.